Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Actually, happy to be on the program tonight. You ever have one of those days when everything, literally everything goes wrong at the very last minute? Well, it did go wrong, everything at the very last minute, but I think we sort of got through it, and with luck, everything's going to work. But one quick test here. It's a test of the telephone. Okay, the phone line is open. We'd love to hear from you by phone. You can also send us an email. Email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And all right, make that go away. Hello, caller. Nope, not quite. Folks, it's one of those nights. One of those nights. I'm going to have to reopen the phone program here. So, caller, if you're the one who just called and couldn't get through, would you be kind enough to call again right now? You know, we're just fixing stuff as we go here. Okay, phone line should be open right now. It's not. Can't answer the phone. Why in the world would that be? Hello? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have no idea why I cannot answer the phone. And it's going to be real tricky to work on this while I'm on the air. But I'll keep trying. Hello? Nope, that's not going to do it. Cancel that, close that, reopen this. Okay, we just do the normal sorts of things that we always do. Click that, click this. There is the phone. Here is the... Okay, let's test the ring. It seems to be working properly. Isn't this fun? This is how live TV works here. Hello, caller, incoming call, but the phone will not answer. Maybe if we go here. Oh, can't answer the phone. This is fun. Isn't this fun? If you think it's fun watching it, it's even more fun sitting here doing it. Even more fun trying to fix it while we're on the air. Nope, not there. Voice, there it is. Oops. Here it is. All right, everything looks good. Everything looks good, but it's not always the case that what looks good actually will work. Not there. Try one more time. Hello, caller, you're on the air, I hope.
Good evening, Ken. How are you this evening?
Well, I'm doing the best I can, considering all my technology has revolted against me, but I think we have it fixed. Leon, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I thought you might have had it in cruise control tonight, like them Toyotas had it in yesterday for about an hour.
Well, whatever we're in tonight is definitely not cruise control, but I think we're good now.
Yeah, me and you are talking pretty good on this end that I'm on right here.
Yep. Well, pretty good race yesterday. Um, a surprise winner at the end. Was not the winner I expected.
No, that like I say, I thought it was a pretty good race, except when they went in that cruise control mode there for about an hour.
Yeah,
But
it got
other than that, I thought it was a good race.
it was interesting at the start. It was interesting at the finish. It did get a little slow there around the middle, though. I agree with that.
Yeah, well, any race is a good race when the Hendricks Motorsports does not win.
You know what? The Hendrick teams finished. I added up the average finish. I'm going to do this every week. I'm going to calculate the average finish of each team. So the Hendrick team's average finish yesterday was 18th.
Right, right. Well, yeah, I'll be interested to hear that every week, whatever you come up with.
Well, the top team was, not too surprisingly, 23-11. Their cars averaged 11th place yesterday. Hendrick averaged 18th. Gibbs had the worst day. The Gibbs car's average finish was 31.
Yeah, yeah, they was on back in that Richard Childress's cars. They surprised me too yesterday.
But it was, let's see, you had the three. You had Austin Dillon, and bad luck, he had trouble early.
Yeah, he did, but like I say, you won't hear me picking none of them Hendricks drivers this year as long as I'm playing.
Well, Leon, that's one thing I'm always confident about is you're not going to pick a Hendricks car.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you my pick this week and get off here.
Okay.
I'm going to take that Kyle Busch number 8.
Number 8 for Leon in Atlanta. All right, Leon, we got it.
All right, I'm glad we got the problem straightened out.
So am I. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Good night. So Leon has the number 8. Folks, I'm sorry. I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to reach out of the picture here for a second. Because in the confusion of trying to get on the air and trying to fix what broke all in a rush, I've lost all my stuff. Well, I have the great book. All my other stuff, all the information about the race has gotten away from me. And again, I apologize, but I'm going to have to get it as best I can. And unfortunately, that was the best way I could get it. So yeah, we've got who had the best day yesterday? I've sent out, those of you who communicate by email, I emailed out today the standings, the finish yesterday, what everybody picked and where everybody finished. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Ken?
Hey, how are you?
I didn't, most likely, did I finish 10th yesterday?
Well, let's have a look here. Most likely you finished, hang on, find my right stuff. That's not it. That's not...
Live TV, folks.
Yeah, this is live TV where stuff broke right at airtime. Oh, here we go. Charles, you are, well, you're like number 11.
Not bad. That's where I wanted to be anyway. I'm not fussy.
Well, that was your goal, is to be number 11?
Well, it was, I wanted to go first. I wanted to win the race, but I will settle for 11th, hopefully best for 5, maybe.
Well, you had one. You were hoping to see a watermelon thrown. I
Yes.
didn't get to see that. But hey, it's week 1. There's plenty of time to recover.
Yes. Well, it was a shocker.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shocker. Obviously, nobody picked him to win.
Well, that's why some people pick a dark horse or pick the underdog.
Yep. Well, nobody picked Tyler Reddick. Maybe Tyler Reddick's wife picked him, but nobody else. But I'm telling you,
Well-
that was a real scramble there at the end.
Oh,
I actually thought Chase Elliott had the race won. I think maybe he thought that too for a little while in that last lap.
well, Daddy thought he had it too. Daddy was pulling for Chase. He looked at it and said he couldn't believe it. Chase was going to win him a Daytona 500, but racing is rubbing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. But it's pretty good, pretty exciting start to the season. Except as Leon mentioned, it got a little yawny there for a little while. But all in all, it was a good day.
Oh, it was a good race. The wrecks are normal, but that finish of the Daytona 500 was good. A different winner. It's always when Daytona comes up, you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, and it's good to see somebody win that for the first time. That's fun to see.
Oh, yeah. And most likely, is this a road course or a normal track we're going to?
Atlanta is an oval, normal track.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the winner of the Daytona 500.
Are you? The 45.
Yes.
Charles has the 45 for Atlanta.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead with try out the Daytona winner. He might have a little bit more luck left in him.
Well, maybe so. Atlanta's pretty fast track. It's not quite as fast as Daytona, but it's pretty darn fast. So we will see.
But like I said, it was interesting. It was fun when it got down to the end. I mean, it could, like it is, Daytona's anybody's race.
Oh well, yeah, that's for sure. Absolutely anything can happen at Daytona.
Oh yeah, and to the rest of the callers in the field, folks, stay out of it because Tyler Reddick's going to make a repeat.
Okay, folks, you heard it first right here.
So I'm picking a fight again, Emma.
Well, that's kind of what you do. We'd be disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah. I can't. Where's that grumpy old guy who calls in all the time with the so-called voice changer?
Oh, Pretty Man? There's no telling where Pretty Man is right now. Absolutely no telling. If we're lucky, though, we won't hear from him.
Well, he needs to sit this year out because any dog he picks, my dog will beat the crap out of him.
Well, now, what you're doing, and I wish you wouldn't do it, anything you say about Pretty Man, you're just making it more likely that he's going to call. So go easy.
Why should I go easy on the old dog?
Okay, that's it. That's it. You're just trying to egg him on now, and I'm going to have to hang up on you.
Well, bye, sir.
Thanks for calling. Phone line is open now at that number. You can also email us at keneccleslive@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. Okay. Speaking of those manufacturers, let me get back to that for a second. Not manufacturers, the teams. 23XI's average finish yesterday, 11.8. Wood Brothers average 9. RFK average was 12.3. These are just the multi-car teams. Hendrick averaged 18th. Spire 18th. Richard Childress 26. Trackhouse 27. And Joe Gibbs Racing averaged 31.3 yesterday. Not a good day for them. As for the manufacturers, Ford's average finish yesterday was 18th. Chevrolet's average finish was 19th, and Toyota's average finish was 22nd and a half. Not that anybody wins any points on those things, but it's kind of interesting to look at. Standings, Early Bird. Early Bird is number one after the first race with 38 points. Then it's Ralph with 37, Mr. Draper with 29. Liberal is tied with Mr. Draper with 29. Nature Boy is sixth with 26. Mr. Pelham with 26. The Avenger with 26. Mark 25. Mr. Leaksville 25. Mr. NASCAR 22. And then there's Charles and Pretty Man are tied at 21 points each. And near the bottom, Lady in Black and Jack with 14, Captain Midnight and Citizen D with 10, Wild Turkey and Leon, or Wild Turkey with 6, Leon with 4. Citizen D, unfortunately, Citizen D's dream has already been crushed. His hope and intention was to go wire to wire and first place in segment 1. But it's not going to happen in segment 1. But, you know, there's always segment 2, and then segment 3, and even segment 4, if it takes that long. So Citizen D, being a man of determination and courage, I'm sure will not give up on that dream, nor should we ever give up on our fondest dreams. And let's read an email over here, which says... Mr. Draper wants me to explain to the callers who his choice was. It was 24. I mistakenly said last week that Mr. Draper had picked the 5. He notes here that he actually had picked the 24. Yeah, I saw that. So, yeah, Mr. Draper, I may have said 5, but when I calculated the points, I definitely had you with the 24. So that's all straightened out. See, here's an emailer. Here's an emailer that says, Ken, I thought that Carson Hocevar was going to win the race until very late on, and somebody picked him, didn't they? Yeah, Mr. NASCAR picked Carson Hocevar yesterday. And, yeah, Hocevar was in good shape there until, of course, the accidents and the unfortunate incidents came along, as they almost always do. And then he finished pretty well back in the pack. But Hocevar is getting close. He really had a shot at winning yesterday. He's going to win one of these days, as is Kyle Busch. This emailer says, Ken, is Kyle Busch ever going to win another race? Well, yeah, he's going to win one sooner or later. Sooner or later, Kyle Busch will win a race. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Mid-End.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, what position you say I was in?
Well, let's see. Mark, you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are number 9 with 25 points, tied with Mr. Leaksville for number 9.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. I want to go ahead and put my pick in for the next race.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me get the great book in front of me here. Okay, Mark, who's your pick?
Number 19, Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe. Mark has Chase Briscoe for Atlanta. It's in the book.
Okay. Okay, and I was going to tell everybody it's early voting time. Do my ritual, go early vote, and go to Checkers Grill and Grocery and eat.
That's what you do every election day.
Yeah.
Well, you know, those are two good things to do. It's good to vote, and it's good to eat. So I think you have a pretty good plan there.
Yeah, we me and my mom we voted last Thursday when it started on the 12th.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you voted, Mark, and I'm glad you ate. you need to do both.
Yeah. Yeah, Mama, she's at working late at Checkers.
Oh, she's working tonight?
Yeah, she's up there being busy. Well, she said that they've been busy.
Well, I hope she gets some nice tips tonight.
Okay. All right, thanks, Ken.
Thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Okay. Phone line is open at that number. At least it will be again in a second. If you notice something that seems a little bit unusual, the phone is still misbehaving. But I think with luck, I'm going to be able to keep it working. With luck. Speaking of voting, somebody asked, in fact, it was an email. I got an email over the weekend, and I don't know if I can find it quickly. I don't know if I can find it at all, but that's okay because I remember what it was. The emailer wanted to know about photo ID, whether photo ID is necessary right now, and yes, it is, and we'll talk a little more about it in a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. But what are you doing? You starting the Monday night live show tonight, the 26th version, or what?
I'm telling you, we had a all within like 6 minutes of going on the air, we had a software glitch. Then we had a hardware glitch, and then we got the hardware glitch fixed, and now we got a software glitch again. But we are hanging on as best we can.
Well, I hope it works out better for you. Yep, I do.
Well, so far we're in.
I enjoyed the race too, Ken, but I wish they could make it a little more competitive at Daytona and Talladega.
Well,
I think if they would.
Yeah, there's only 65 lead changes yesterday.
Yeah, well, I think if they would make the gas tank hold maybe 3.5 gallons less on those two tracks, you'd have to make more pit. You'd have to make more pit stops, and pit stops makes it more competitive.
Well, yeah, they do. I can see that. But you know, they had 65 lead changes, so that's fairly competitive, wasn't it?
In a way, but that's Daytona and Talladega. I mean, anybody can lead either one of those races too. I mean, you got to have somebody to draft with. And if you ever notice, Kyle Busch, the reason he's not very successful at those races, at Daytona, he don't have anybody to help him draft. Now, he pushes a lot of cars, but how many times do you see anybody stay behind Kyle Busch? Now, Sunday's race, it was more so than not, but very seldom will you see anybody help him.
Well, you know, you might almost come to think that maybe he hasn't made a lot of friends over the years on the racetrack. I don't know if that's it or not. But no, I cannot disagree with what you say. He doesn't seem to get a whole lot of help very often.
He don't. Even when he was with Gibbs, I think they had a lot better drivers back then, but for Gibbs than they do now. But he had a lot more help then than he does now. But since he went to Richard Childress, Austin Dillon, he just looked like he was lost. I mean, they did not work together at all. But you saw how that worked out.
Yeah, we saw how that worked out because Dillon got knocked out anyway. But yeah, you know, I'll pay more attention to that. I kind of have a notion that you're right. It's not something I've especially looked for, but I'll start. Maybe there's some conspiracy against Kyle Busch.
Well, a name like Rowdy, I don't know why it would be, but
Well, now he has irritated a few people over the years.
Well, occasionally, yeah, that's part of racing when he does it, but it's a little bit different.
But he's going to win. He's going to win sooner or later.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I do. Oh, what's the latest on Sam Page's visit. Is after the forum, is he giving up now, or what's going on with that?
Sam Page has not returned my last phone call.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I called, I guess the last time I called him would have been Wednesday before last, and he hasn't called me back.
Mhm.
So that's,
How about the county commissioners? Ken, have you called them?
I haven't. If we were in a studio, if we were still in a studio, it'd be a simple thing to get, all the county commission candidates in there and have a show with everybody. Not having a studio, it's hard to do.
Well, let me ask you this, Ken. With technology the way it is now, if we can sit at home and watch some prisoner in a jail cell, I mean, it looks like it, with the technology we have now, that it could be done without a whole lot of trouble, or would it be?
Well, it can be done. Whether it can be done without a whole lot of trouble is, you're talking about county commission. How many? 7, 8 county commission candidates. To get all them together remotely and make it work, that'd be hard. It's really a challenge when you don't have a studio.
Yeah. Well, I can understand their part of it too. I mean, if they were just coming into the race, but the county commissioners we got now, people's got to stop and realize and remember at voting time that thanks to the county commissioners, our property taxes doubled last year.
Well, mine didn't quite double. Mine went up. I think mine went up 60%. So
Okay.
it didn't double, but 60%. That's plenty.
Yeah, it's more than I expected it to be. But
Now,
anyway.
the commissioners would tell us, if we had the commissioners here, they would say, that's out of our hands. They would say, and it's true, the state requires us to do the revaluation on a regular basis, and we have no control over how the company values your property. They did have some control over the tax rate. In fact, they have complete control over the tax rate. Maybe you too, had come to believe that once the valuations were in, that the tax rate would be changed, and it was changed. But I had come to believe that the tax rate would be changed to make less of an impact on your taxes. So that one they are responsible for.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, Ken, in my world, that's political suicide, But did they not? I thought the state required it to happen every 10 years, but did they not do it 2 years earlier this time?
They did it earlier than they had to. And as far as political suicide goes, one would have thought, and I'm not making any comment on the quality of the commissioners. I'm not doing that at all. I'm speaking
Right.
I'm speaking from total neutrality here, just as an observer of fact. You would think that trying to put a casino in the county that absolutely nobody wanted, you'd think that would be political suicide too, but it wasn't.
Well, you got to remember, Ken, that's off the books for now. But after this election, you and I know, both know that it'll be back on there after the election.
Well, it's not going away.
Yeah, but too much money to be made on it,
But I think the people made it very clear that they do not want a casino, and
Sure.
not all, most of the county commissioners made it very clear that they do want a casino. But that didn't seem to have any effect on their fortunes.
It's early yet. Speaking of political suicide, right quick, Ken, Trump's doing away with the EPA now. I mean, basically. So I guess climate change is dead in the water, right?
As far as being recognized as a fact by the United States government, it is. The government does not recognize climate change now.
Okay. What could go wrong with that? Ken, thanks so much for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. And phone line is open now. You can give us a call at that phone number, or you can email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. Photo ID, somebody was wondering about. Yes, photo ID is required in North Carolina now. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello? Hello, caller, don't listen to your TV. If you listen to your television, you'll get really confused. Just talk to me on the phone. Caller?
Hey,
Hey,
this is
caller.
Wild Turkey 101.
Hey, Turkey, how
This
are
is
you?
Wild Turkey 101.
You,
All right, I'm doing all right, Rick.
okay.
I'm picking for Atlanta's race. I'm picking Denny Hamlin. I'm gonna love it.
Okay, Wild Turkey 101 has 11 Denny Hamlin for Atlanta. It's in the book.
All right, thank you.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. One of our new competitors. So we've got so far the 8, the 45, the 19, and the 11 in the book for Atlanta. As far as voter ID calls, the emailer wanted to know specifically if you don't have any of the standard forms of identification, driver's license, passport, that sort of thing, what do you do? You can get a free photo ID card to vote. You can get it for free of charge, doesn't cost you anything. You can get it if you're a registered voter. Let's throw that in. If you are a registered voter, you can get the photo ID card for free from the County Board of Elections or at the DMV. Either one, it costs you nothing. But you do have to be a registered voter. So if you happen not to have any of the things that are required, just call the DMV or the Board of Elections, and they will tell you how to get one free of charge. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Tim, how you doing? It's Ralph.
Hey, Ralph. How are you?
Look,
Yeah.
it's not going to change.
Right.
And the only way that ball won that race.
Well, yeah, when people started getting bumped around, we've seen
Yeah.
that before. But you know,
But yeah.
Daytona and Talladega, really, you know what's going to happen. You don't know who's
Yeah,
going to
but-
win, but you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, back then they had horsepower. They could pull out. They can't pull out.
Well, those restrictor plates, do you like to see them
Yeah.
get rid of the restrictor plates?
You get rid of them. Like tracks like Charlotte, Daytona, get rid of them.
Well,
Going around there.
but
And
if-
people is complaining now. But don't that sometimes out it out.
Well, now, Ralph, think about if they didn't have those restrictor plates with the cars as they are now, they'd probably go in 220 miles an hour. You think that's safe?
No,
You don't think so?
stop.
Well, before the plates, but they got more horsepower now, don't they?
Yeah, they got it, but
Well, with the restrictor plates, of course, it's limited.
when David Pearson and them, horsepower. Same
Well,
engine, same everything.
You know, you're right. I agree with you. It does make for a brand of racing that can look really uneventful for long periods of time. But how fast? I mean, seriously, with the horsepower they have now, how fast do you think they'd go without restrictor plates? And what NASCAR said at the time was that was not safe because a car, I guess it was Bobby Allison's car, almost went into the stands at
What?
Talladega.
Can do it now.
Well, that's what
It
NASCAR
all
doesn't
depends
want,
on
though.
it all. They get wrecked.
Yeah, well, that's
I
what
mean, I
NASCAR is
would've-
afraid of.
Marvin Speedway up there. Gibbons got killed. He was practicing, hit the ball, killed him.
Really?
Then Charlie's son back. And my dad was up there.
Hmm.
I
Well,
mean, you know,
I
the
don't
more
think.
horse,
Well, it would be something to see them at those tracks without restrictor plates. It really would, but I don't know if we ever will.
well, so either, but I understand. Some of them running around. You have
Yeah.
That's on reading that on that race because last lap, one wanted to pull.
Well, yeah, they were. That's true. Um,
Yep.
So there you go. That's restrictor plate racing. You not, well, let me hang on. Let me get the list here. Ralph, you are in third place. No, you're in second place. You have 37 points. You're 1 point out of first place.
Want to keep him for the rest.
Well, now that's one of our rules. You cannot have the same driver 2 weeks in a row. You
Oh, I can't.
have to change it. Cannot have the same driver 2 weeks in a row. That's about our only rule. All right, so Ralph takes Kyle Larson for
Yes, sir.
Atlanta. And it's in the book, Ralph. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Bye.
For folks who are new to the thing, that reminder, you can't take the same driver 2 weeks in a row. The most often you can take the same driver is every other week, and that's how it is. Phone line is open. There's the number up there that you can call. You can also send us an email at kenickleslive@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email on this edition of Star Talk. The emailer says, "Hi, Ken, Mr. Leaksville here. I think the number 9 will prevail at Atlanta this coming weekend. Yesterday was a typical Daytona race. You never know until the checkered flag." So Mr. Leaksville has the 9 for Atlanta. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ian, I know you was talking about the casino was dead in the water.
Temporarily, yeah.
Well, you know, I saw today where Danville got a cut in their revenue. They didn't get but $1.8 million for the month of January.
1.8 million for the month of January. That's less than they've been getting?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rockingham County could use, $2 million a month from them.
Well, yeah, Rockingham County used the money. Of course, what people say is, well, I mean, you already know what people say. They say, well, it'll bring crime and it'll be a social problem and all that. But I don't think there's any question it would bring money. There's no doubt about that. And
you talking about the racing? All they got to do away with that stage racing and just name the lap. If you leading, you get 10 points on back, and you would do away with the stage racing, but you'll still get the points at certain laps.
Don't like the stages, do you?
No. Have a caution if you want to pit on the green. If you don't, keep running.
Okay, just like they used to do it.
That's where it's supposed to be. That's called racing.
Well, and they've changed. What do you think about the chase? Do you think they should just eliminate the chase and go back to whoever's got the most points at the end of the season?
Well, that's what they done this year.
Well, they still
They
have
done
it.
done that.
Well, no, they're not quite. They don't. They're not going to have the stages, the elimination stages like they used to. But they are going to reset the top 16 after 36 races. Then they'll decide the championship in the last 10 races.
Correct. But if
Right.
they'll do away with the stages where they all get to go in under caution and just name the lap that they gonna give out the points, they'll
Okay.
go back to racing them cars.
All right. Well, that's an interesting idea. Maybe if the NASCAR powers that be are watching tonight, maybe they'll think about that.
Well, they had the stage at lap 65.
Right.
Just let them keep racing and give out their points on lap 65.
Instead of the
Then
pit
the
stop.
next stage, that's right. Don't throw no caution flag. Let them keep getting it.
Okay. Well, maybe that's a better way
All
to
right.
do it.
Okay. All right, Ken. See ya.
Thanks. Thanks for calling. Yeah, that's worth thinking about. Of course, who knows the mind of NASCAR? NASCAR always thinks, of course, so NASCAR always thinks they have a better way, and sometimes, sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Let's see. Mr. Leaksville took the 9 for Atlanta. I think we have another one over here. I'll get to that one in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, how
Yes.
you doing?
Okay. How are you?
All right, this segment is on the way, and get to hold my record.
Yeah, I thought we'd probably hear from you about that.
Oh yeah. Again, look, some kind of amusing there. Bonda said she have no more to release. She, after dumping 300 names of famous people, Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. Now, Marilyn Monroe died when Epstein was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And Elvis never met him.
Well,
So-
Marilyn Monroe died in 1962, and Elvis died in 77.
Yep.
So that was kind of curious.
That was so. It looked like they're trying to muddy the water on the staff and just distract us from the millionaires and famous people that was involved there. But
Well,
you
it's
ahead.
going to be. I don't know. I don't know if any of us will still be alive when all of the Epstein stuff. I mean, seriously, when all of the Epstein stuff actually comes out, we probably won't live to see it.
No, but I think when Elvis Presley was singing and Hunker Burning Love, he won't talking about no kids, was
I don't think so. I hope not.
Let those people just rest in the grave and all like that, and quit that stuff, instead of trying to just prolong it and going. But look, briefly, what do you think about that Save American Act? Things in there, the requirements they want, that's and they don't want mail-in ballots, and they want confirmation of U.S. citizenship. Now, your ID can't be used as your confirmation of U.S. citizenship. They want a birth certificate, either a passport. And most people can't find the birth certificate, and the passport are usually outdated.
Well, and most people don't have a passport to begin with. Most people will have a birth certificate, But there are still people who, for whatever reason, cannot get a birth certificate.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, I can
But
get my
been
I don't have any trouble getting a birth certificate or a passport, but I know that doesn't
Yeah.
apply to everybody, especially people, poorer people in poorer parts of the country. Sometimes a birth certificate is hard to get, or sometimes not possible to get.
Yeah, and Ken, you know, now the government, if income tax, pay taxes, receive Social Security, anything like that, our government knows, I said 95% or more, who citizens in this country, registered citizens and all. And wouldn't it be, instead of putting a burden on voters and elderly people and out in poor areas and all like that, wouldn't it be easier, Jim, just to send out lists to these precincts and voting precincts and all that, who are citizens and who are not?
Well, yeah, I guess it would be. But, you know, it's a hard thing to, I don't know if the Save America Act is going to get out of Congress or not in the first place.
I hope not. I hope not.
In the second place, there are people. My dad would have been, well, my dad couldn't get his birth certificate. I don't remember the details of it. But, you know, he grew up at Sadler out in Rockingham County, never lived anywhere else in his entire life, obviously U.S. citizen. But under the Save America Act, they would not let him vote. And there would be a lot of people in that situation.
You know, I hope it doesn't go for the elderly and people have and living and buying the medicine and stuff. We'll see what happens, and enjoying your show, Ken. Thanks.
Well, thanks for calling. My goodness, we're almost out of time. So I got some more emails to read here before we run out of time. This one is from Citizen D. Unfortunately, Citizen D will not go wire to wire in this segment. He says, bad for Citizen D yesterday, and the Liberal is safe from me going wire to wire. I will take the 9 for next week. Okay, Citizen D has the 9 for Atlanta. Also, where is Sam Page at? If he doesn't show up at the Star Talk to face the voters like he said he would, I will have to think seriously about voting for Berger or writing in Ken Eccles. Don't do that. It doesn't look good to promise Star News viewers you would show up and then avoid the Star Talk voters. Let Sam know there are votes he's leaving on the table if he no-shows to Star Talk. Well, and he I don't know that he's not going to, but I have not been able to get in touch with him for the past 10 days, but I will try again. Hey, Ken, this is Jack. Put me down for the 22. Jack takes Joey Logano, the 22 for Atlanta. Okay, Jack, that's in the book. And Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight says, well, it was a tough first week for Captain Midnight, but I will recover. Give me the 12 for Atlanta. So that's the 12. Captain Midnight takes the 12 in Atlanta. So let's see, the 8, the 45, 19, the 11, the 5, the 9 twice, the 22, and the 12 are the picks so far for Atlanta. And somehow we've made it through this hour with half the stuff not working and the other half of the stuff working halfway. we've gotten through this hour. And tomorrow, I'm sure everything will be smoother and simpler and easier. We are on the air, with luck, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.